What's up YouTube, KidMoto22 here, and I'm coming to talk to you guys today about the interesting news that we just heard from Harley-Davidson. First quarter reports are out, and we got some things to talk about. Let's get to it. Welcome back YouTube, KidMoto22 here, and we need to talk about some things that Harley just released. So their first quarter earnings were out, and we're not going to talk about that. We are going to talk about motorcycles. So what I want to know is, and what I'm going to give you my opinion on, is what I think of their new marketing campaign, the Revival. The Revival, in my opinion, fits into their 70-20-10 plan, I believe is what it's called, where they're going to focus 70% of their efforts on their old established lines. 20%, I believe, is going to be in new things, and 10% in R&D. This is their kind of financial recovery model that they launched kind of at the beginning with their new CEO coming in. So the Revival fits right into that. And what we know now is the Revival is going to be an Electroglide. That's going to be the first thing that's coming out. It's not just an Electroglide though. They're calling them icons, right? So they're going to bring back an older model motorcycle, 1 or 2 a year. The first year, this one's just going to be 1. And they're going to use the old styles with modern parts and accessories. So it's going to be just what people are looking for in that older market. It's going to have a retro feel, retro styling, but all the modern amenities so that the bike is going to be able to be, you know, up to date and reliable, and yet still have that really old school feel that people are really drawn to with Harley-Davidson. Is this going to be a game changer for them? I don't know if it's going to be a game changer, but I tell you what, I think this is going to be a great thing. I think this is a great idea. I think this is going to really be something to get interest, to get people involved, to get people excited about Harley again. That is something that people haven't been in a long time, because what we're hearing is just complaints. They're too expensive, same bikes all the time. Now, is this going to be the same bike? I don't think so. I think what you're seeing is what we've seen from other companies, like Triumph did it with the Scrambler, and Norton did it, and some of these other companies doing these retro style bikes. Honda did it a while back. These retro style bikes that have, you know, new parts and accessories on them so that they're reliable and updated, yet they have this really old feel to them. This is a great idea. This is, you know, this is something that is going to do well for them. 1,500 bikes is what they're going to make a year starting. And I would guess is if they do 2 models, they're probably going to do 1,500 of each model. First year, 1,500 bikes. The Electroglide is what it's going to be with this retro styling. I'll throw a picture up here of, they released a little bit of a silhouette, so you can kind of see that it has some retro vibes to it. You can't really see any colors or anything like that. I think it'd be really great if they came out with some of the retro paint colors too. Don't go modern with the paint, go all in with that retro styling. Bring back some of those old retro paint styles and have those modern parts and accessories, and this is going to be a winner. Great job, Harley. I like this idea a lot. The next thing we need to unpack is that custom 1250 with that Revolution Max motor. Now, we've all seen the reviews on YouTube. We've all seen people riding those bikes right now. And not the custom 1250, but what we've seen the Revolution Max in is the Pan America. I don't know what you guys think, but that thing looks like it's going to be a killer. That Pan America looks like a great bike. From all the reviews I've seen and everybody that's been riding them, that is a really great machine. Everything that people complained about with Harley-Davidson, it seemed like they addressed. Modern technology, an ADV bike that really looks like it can compete in the market space, and it's not overly priced, which I think is going to be doing really well for them. But that's not the game changer in that, you know, that's a new thing they're bringing to the market. But that Revolution Max motor is going to be in that custom 1250. Now, it looks like that might not be the name of that bike when it's released. They haven't really, they haven't gone all in with the name. But I will say this, I believe that custom 1250 is going to be specifically designed in that middleweight cruiser market. We say middleweight cruiser right now because it's a 1250, but that motor doesn't look middleweight at all. That thing is going to be able to go up against the best that Indian's putting out right now in terms of torque and horsepower. That is going to be a great bike, and I'm really excited to see that. But where this really comes into play is that that bike can immediately be shipped to all those European markets. We could see the Sportster last a few more years here in the States because the emission standards aren't so strict. But that 1250 will go straight over to the European market where the emission standards are saying they can't sell the Sportster there anymore, and that thing will fly off the shelves. Not only that, but that motor in platforms that they currently have is going to do great. I don't think you're going to see that motor in a bagger or the current edition of the Softails, because let's remember the M8 hasn't been out that long. It's only been out since 2017, so we're only going into year number 4. And I think to put that 1250 Revolution Max in a bagger or something like that, I think that might be pushing it a little bit too far. But I do believe, and in the words of my friend Tony Cox, I believe this is the future of Harley. I think this motor is what they're looking at is going to be their future model moving forward. I've said it for a very long time to any of my friends when we talk about bikes, that if Harley's been able to get the power that it can out of an air-cooled motor, imagine what they could do if they go all in with liquid-cooled. That's what they did with the Revolution Max, all in with liquid-cooled, and those things so far are proving to be a beast. I think these things are really good moves by Harley-Davidson. I think for once, we're seeing something that is going to be a really positive thing, a good thing, a game changer, let's say. I like to use that term a lot, but I think these are going to be things that are going to start to, make a difference in the marketplace. And the last thing is, we've heard rumors that they're going to be closing dealerships. We know this is true. I know it's true for a fact. The dealership in my hometown is closing. Now, this isn't such a bad thing from a financial and company perspective. Everybody thinks, oh, when you are reducing the number of stores you have, of dealerships you have, that this is a bad thing. I don't think this is going to be a bad thing at all. Instead of having a Harley dealership on every corner, they're going to go back to that model where, you kind of have to go out of your way a little bit, right? So my local dealer for me will be about 80 miles away, which is not so bad living here because our traffic isn't bad and that kind of thing. But what this is going to do is this is going to make the dealerships that do stay open much more viable because they're going to have a bigger piece of the pie. Go to a place like Dallas where you have, a dealership every, 30 miles apart. If they close 2 of those dealerships and they get to absorb the rest of that business, the dealerships that stay open are going to be financially much more stable. This is going to allow the dealerships to continue to put money back into the community, back into events, and back into things that are going to be supporting motorcycling, and it's going to make those dealerships a lot more successful. This is another thing. I don't see this as a bad thing. I see this as a very positive thing. So, I have to say, so far, 2021, I believe, is proving to be a good year for Harley-Davidson, and I think these changes are going to prove to be good ones long term. I was very skeptical of that Pan America, and then when they released the specs and they released the cost of that bike, that sounded great. Now you're seeing that bike hit the market and people are riding these bikes, and that thing looks amazing. I hope to get on one at some point, maybe later this summer, but I'm going to have to go to that dealership a little farther away to get on it. But, it's going to be worth it for me to try to do it. So that's what I have for you guys today. Just wanted to throw that out there, give you my 2 cents on the things that I think Harley is doing well, and I think we're going to see some good things moving forward. If you like what I'm doing, give me a thumbs up. I'll put a link to another video up over here or over here, and if you do your thing, hit the button, hit the thumb, do all that stuff. I appreciate you guys watching. This is Kid Moto. I'm out.